I'm ready for you to call me whenever you're ready. All right, if you guys are out there, Tara is going to call me so that, you know, if anybody has good advice while we're doing this or questions, she can ask for me. So I'll have a voice because Larry's hands are going to be full and my hands are going to be full. So I'm going to start by gently waking her up and getting her to move like we have been doing. Okay, you're there? Tara? Yeah. Hello. Okay, so you are going to have to turn your computer on mute because you'll be able to hear me through this.
Oh, this is annoying. Okay.
All right. Larry's preparing final things. So since a lot of people are still getting logged on and things, that's fine because this is going to take a little while because you know, I have to wake her up and stuff. So here we are. Oh, one more thing I would like to have. I like to have this iPad so that I can see what you guys are seeing. They should really make a phone with a good camera that you can see. You know, you can use the back good camera and see yourself. Or, you know, what the screen is seeing. All right, here we are, you guys.
Here we are.
There's me. All right, so if you guys had a look at the link that I posted, the ultrasound that we're about to use is not the best ultrasound for this job. The best ultrasound is called a linear ultrasound, which I learned about when I posted this device that we're about to use online to ask questions about it. I am going to turn her lights up just a little bit so that we can see a little better. Her lights right now are on, I don't guess you guys can see it, but it has all this and it's only on 1% on cold white. And that's how she's been sitting, or no, on pure white. Because I haven't wanted to blast her with light. I kind of imagine, you know, them not sitting in the sun, trying to be where it's a little darker. All right. See how that looks. Sometimes if it's too bright, you can't see. Larry's gonna need light. So she's been in the really dim light all day long. So it's not gonna hurt her to wake up for a little bit. I would have wanted her to wake up anyway, just to move around because I feel like she needs to move around. Hello, sweet thing. And I'm just kind of giving her some little light squeezes just to let her know I'm here. Hi, sweetheart. We're going to check your babies now. Would you like that? Would you like that? Can you guys see her? We're going to check on your sweet babies. Oh, she's nice and warm. Let's take her temperature. I'll tell you in a second. Oh, can you bring the temperature gun when you come? Oh, okay. Okay, let's see what her temperature is. Today at lunchtime, Larry came down and raised her temperature to 90 degrees. And right now, at this moment, she is at 92. So I was told that a basking female and her being pregnant is measured sometimes in the mid 90s in their basking spot. So we've had a hard time getting her to come up to her basking spot since we raised her temperature. So we put it back down to 88 and she came up here and she stayed up here. And we just thought, well, we'll just sneak in 2 extra degrees while she's up there. So that's what we did today. Because she does always choose to be in cooler places. So we kind of tricked her into getting into this spot and then making it extra warm for her. It'll just take her a minute to wake up. But she will get up and move around. You're going to move around. Yeah. Because if this was my best friend or my sister or my daughter, I would definitely encourage them to move around and rub their bellies and do all the same stuff for them. And that's how I feel about this animal. There you go. Yeah. Oh, God, she's beautiful. You're so beautiful, Isis. So Larry has been reading all about the ultrasound online, and he read that this ultrasound is done from the spine, not from the belly like we thought it would be. So if I can get her into the same massage position that I've been doing the past 3 days, today will be our 3rd day of massaging her, that would be perfect for this situation. So my goal right now is to kind of get her into that position again and rub her. And that there was no pressure right now in what I did. Sweet girl. Yeah, we're gonna rub you again. Remember what we did already? Just kind of twisted up there. So I'm just going to kind of rub her until Larry gets down here. Oh my gosh, you guys, I woke up this morning and I was so sore and I couldn't figure out why I was sore. And then Larry came up and I didn't even say I was sore. Larry came up and started rubbing my shoulders and my arms. And I was like, oh my gosh, how did you know that hurt? I don't know why it hurt so bad. And I had been doing some, handstand exercises, but I do those all the time. So I didn't think that could be it. And then he's like, well, you held Isis up for 3 hours straight last night. I assumed your arms would be sore. And it didn't even occur to me that that was why. Okay, well, she is stretched out and in a good position. I don't know if you want me to kind of go a little bit, and maybe it would be a good idea for me to do this for a little bit since she's been sleeping.
Okay.
If we have squigglies in there, then
Get them away.
yeah, get them rolling a little. You guys, God, I see movement constantly all day long. I have to quit staring at the screen because I'm constantly jumping up and going on my computer with a magnifying glass, be like, was that movement? And then I'll screen record and play it back so I can see the movement in fast speed. And it's always just her breathing. So I'm constantly looking. Does that gel have to be cold? Can you heat it up or do like not heat it up? I don't know. I don't want it to touch her all cold like when you go do it at the doctor. And they put
You
that.
want to put your hands?
Yeah.
I'll put it all in a bowl. It's gonna be room temp, but I will warm it up a minute.
Okay. Or if you, yeah. Okay. Thank you, love. So today's day 190 of this, and the typical pregnancy for these animals are 130 to 180 days, though there have been plenty of reports of them going longer. Another thing unusual about Isis is that she shed her full shed, a full normal shed 3 days ago. And it is not typical for these animals to have a shed during pregnancy, though there are reports of it. So she's not staying within the bell-shaped curve, but she's not an outlier. So that's encouraging. I never talk about the things, that are difficult with pregnancies with these animals, but we all know that any time with nature, especially with reproduction, there's always a risk. So we're going to do an ultrasound here. Oh yeah, wrap your tail around that instead of me. That would be great. We're going to do this ultrasound to try to see if we can find moving babies in there. The ultrasound that we have is a wide probe, if it's called a probe, I think. And it's not the ideal ultrasound to do on a snake. The ideal ultrasound is called a linear probe, and it's much thinner. We bought this last week. We felt like it was an emergency. We wanted to use it on her, but we got a lot of advice from the top people that I listened to who said, leave her alone. And I agreed with that, leave her alone. But now at this point with her shed, and another great sign is that yesterday at 9 a.m., she released her pre-birthing plug. So really, once that pre-birthing plug comes, typically it's 20 to 48 hours, but could be weeks. Or the birthing plug, many reports of the birthing plug coming out with babies simultaneously, like the birthing plug and then all the babies. So there's not really a total normal with these guys, but there is enough to have, ideas of how it should be and what's still okay. So like I said, she's not under the curve, but she's also not an outlier at this time. But she's getting there. She's getting to the outlier status. So I do feel more bulging right here. Something I noticed last night, I almost came back down here last night after her 3-hour rub because I don't know if you guys saw, but she was like perched back here, and her tail was like in here, and she had it in a tight knot, and it was like, it was not my imagination. I do have the screen video of that, and there was a lot of moving and tightening like constantly, and she had the tail so tight, and I was worried because I have been told that it's been reported. And when I say reported, I'm mostly talking about from people that I've talked to who have firsthand experience with these reports I keep talking about. And then also reports secondhand where, you know, somebody asks somebody else. And all the people who I'm saying reports of are people who know these animals and have dealt with them and bred them for years. And in most of the cases, I'm talking about decades. So I completely respect what they say. And they're good people. So, this is what we're doing tonight. I am going to go ahead and make her come out. I don't mind making her move at all. If she doesn't like something, she will tell me by huffing and puffing at me. And so far, she's been extremely responsive to my rubbing her, massaging her stomach. So I'm just going to keep going with that.
So what were the reports of the tight tail?
Oh, okay. So the tight tail wasn't reports. Okay, right. So the reports were that sometimes these animals have been known to hold back the babies coming out. So that's my friend who told me that firsthand. His firsthand experience is that sometimes the mother will hold the babies in. So that's what really got me encouraged to start this rubbing. My friend did say that the rubbing won't help, but the reason I went ahead with it, a couple of reasons. First of all, my animals are much different as far as comfortability with me. You know, like his animals would not be comfortable being touched at all. And another thing that it wouldn't help is it might not help in one session, but massage therapy usually takes lots of sessions, you know, over and over again. So I just don't think I know more than my friend, because I do not. But as far as just me being, like I mentioned last night, a person who likes for my own self and my own family, you know, like natural healing of massages over surgeries if you can, and change of diet and exercise instead of medicine. So like I said last night, that's just kind of my style of health. So I'm just putting that over here onto my animal. So Larry's got the ultrasound here. What can you see? That iPad is down there so you can see. Larry's like, I'm here to do an ultrasound, not to be a movie star. You look at the iPad. So Larry's a dentist. He has had his own practice for 27 years, plus his you know, all the stuff he did before he had his practice. So he does have experience image reading, but not ultrasound image reading. So hopefully that comes in handy. Oh my gosh, can you guys see how she came up over there? What's going on, Isis? Can you guys see her face? She came over to have a look at what's going on. Oh my God, you guys, it's almost like she's appreciating it. Sorry about all the camera moving. Trying to get you guys a good... Oh, wow. She is just holding still for this, you guys. Wow. Does this thing record what you're doing so that we can go back and look at it? Or you don't know?
It can. Take screenshots too.
Can you guys see her just sitting there watching Larry do that and sitting so still in my hand? Sweetheart, you know we love you so much. You are so sweet. Yes, your family's checking on you. And of course, because this ultrasound is not the device to be using, I did put, oh shoot, that was the last video, wasn't it? I had put the link to the post I made about this machine on Facebook a couple weeks ago before we bought it, asking people if anybody had ever used it on a snake. And a lot of people had said that we may get some kind of reading, but we may not. And they said we wouldn't get an image, but we may be able to see things moving. And then my friend Ian, hi Ian, if you're out there, works with a lot of reptiles, snakes, with zoos in the UK. And he called and what did he say? He called and waffled on for 8 minutes straight on a message all about how to use this machine, or like things to look out for and be aware of. So we have that good information too.
Amy Bentley says hi to both of you.
Hi, Amy.
Hi, Amy.
But I know she means you too.
Where's it feel the biggest? In here?
Yeah, right there. We love you, Amy. You sweet girl. You're such a good girl, Isis. Yes, you're such a sweet baby. Yes, you are. And another thing too of him rubbing that thing on her spine is that I usually massage them all down their spine, like, pinch it and rub it like that. So she does like that. But she is absolutely just watching. You guys can't see her anymore, can you?
No, but she's wondering what's going on. That's great. Oh, I can see her.
Yeah, she's not trying to get away or breathing at us like like she doesn't hiss, but she's very expressive and she goes and that means leave me alone, and she has not done that to me. The only time she did it to me was this morning. This morning, as soon as I popped out of bed, the first thing I wanted to do was come down here and make her move around, because that's her normal time to move around. And I didn't want her to sleep through that. So I came down here and just encouraged her to move around a bit. And when I first started touching her, she did that. But as soon as she started moving, she didn't do it again. It was just one.
Hey, Amy.
Yes?
Jeremy Hicks says typically we ultrasound from the dorsal side like he is doing, but with the convex probe, it may work better scanning from her ventral scales.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Jeremy. Yeah, that's exactly the reason we have Tara on the phone, is because I just knew there would be some folks out there that could give some advice. Because we're just a couple of Arkansas folks trying to ultrasound a snake here. Which is a lot better than what most Arkansas folks do to snakes. This is... Never mind. I didn't want to say that. Take it back. Can someone please rewind that and delete it?
Didn't hear it.
Thank you. So I'm ultrasound and it just looks dark. You know, like when you see people's ultrasounds.
Is it the same picture of what Larry's looking at?
Yes. Oh, can you guys see that?
A little bit.
Oh, wow.
I'm getting more back up into the organs now.
Can you actually see the organs?
I knew what was what, but yeah, on that. This right there. That's where it gets into some more squiggly lines down there. Let's turn my mirror around.
Try it down there.
Oh, slippery. Slippery probe.
You're doing such a good job, sweet girl. Yes, you are. We're so proud of you. Yeah, like Ian said, it's very difficult to see. Well, when he gets done, I can use all this slippery stuff to massage her with.
I love that. You will.
It's so slippery I can't hang on to it.
Does she need to be stretched out more? What's that? Just her moving?
Mm-hmm. She's slowly inching through. This black hair that's right in here
Yeah.
is where we're looking.
Okay, let me get her moving a little. Or do you think this is good? Did you
Let me-
try it down here?
Mm-hmm. Let me clean up a little bit.
Okay. Good thing I said that other thing earlier that I wanted to take back because it kept me from saying another thing right now I almost said.
I cleaning up.
Yeah. Sweet girl. Oh, I see what she's done here. She got on the other side of the wire.
Turn down the frequency a little bit and see what we get.
Look at that position. She's just a snake up here. But down here, she's a snake filled up.
Support her right there.
Right here.
Try and press a little bit.
Come on, Isis, show us some pictures.
Come on, Isis. She sure slept good today. She slipped up in that heat. It's been set at 90 since right at noon when Larry came home for lunch. So, we were glad about that. Because I don't know why she wants to stay so cool.
That's got to be what's taking her longer, is because she likes the cooler temperatures.
Right, that's what I'm thinking too. My friend who breeds these just had 3 beautiful, healthy litters with no slugs and no stillborn. And his females are sometimes measured to be basking in the mid 90s. So, you know, she had access to those temperatures, but just to use them. And I just let her do that. So what's the white? What does the white mean? Is that a
The
thing?
white is the densest stuff we're looking at. So
Right,
I need to let go. So I can show
yeah,
you.
me too. So the white is more dense.
We're looking inside that first black band from the top. So those little white dots are stuff inside of her now, whether that's, I'm trying to see if any of those move. See the white, the dark
I
white
do.
bands up there?
Mm-hmm.
So that's her abdomen.
Mm-hmm. Like that looked like it moved, but that was you moving.
Yeah. I'll just try to stay still.
I wish you guys could see it real good.
You should see my nose pressed almost against my my larger monitor right now, going, I can see.
Should we try to put the camera like on the ultrasound instead of making sure you guys could see everything? Because I mean, I got dressed up for this shindig, okay?
False spot. Nobody told me my bald spot was showing.
Larry's on camera, you guys. You have no idea.
We can see that pretty good. That's,
Oh, good.
if you've got a larger monitor, guys, you know, if you can make it take up most of your screen, you'll see a lot of this better.
And I thought we're right there, move that U shape.
There's a white U shape in the middle there. But
Oh, I see it.
I don't see any movement, which does not mean anything. Or was that movement? Or was that you
I'm
moving?
moving around trying to get different angles.
I just got an ultrasound.
She moves a little bit, so it's hard to tell, but that's the clearest little loop I've had.
Yeah, that's a really clear loop. There, was that you moving?
I'm trying to track it.
She sure is sitting for this. Yeah, you know, Larry's a dentist, so he sits all day long with his arms. You know, like I was saying, I was sore from holding ISIS up for 3 hours. He could do one surgery that lasts for 3 hours, and he has to keep his arms in that position in a little space, holding stuff up. So, I definitely can see. I think that last night was probably the closest I ever got to understanding how hard it is to plank your arms up for hours on end. Thank you, love.
Love you.
I think she likes the pulsing.
Yeah.
I can feel it through her onto my hands, and it feels very relaxing. And I think she's liking that.
It's getting ultrasonic. I just don't.
So even if we don't get a great picture, maybe we're doing some stimulating. What's that too?
Just a lot of
Was
stuff.
that movement?
No, it's still me.
And you guys, you know, we were told not to have high expectations of this equipment for this animal. So we're not going to be disappointed if we don't see a bunch of things squiggling around like our dreams, like we so desire to see.
If you have a pregnant dog, come see me.
Yeah, if you have a pregnant horse.
Cow, goat, or sheep.
We had already ordered this one when we learned about the linear probe. And then since enough people said that we could probably just get signs of life, which is all we were looking for, we just went ahead and kept it. Because they're expensive. And this one was expensive, but that linear one was twice as much, and not that we wouldn't have done it. But back when we ordered it, we wanted it now. I'm sure nobody can relate to that. And so we ordered it on Amazon 2-day Prime, and the other one couldn't get here till there was none on Amazon that could get here that fast. It was all like September 25th. So we were going to cancel this one and get the other one, but we just wanted to have it. We'll just hold her like this for 3 hours, and you just keep doing that because she likes it, okay? Seriously. She's just sitting there looking so relaxed, just enjoying this little vibrating massage. It's not actually vibrating, but like very lightly pulsating.
Can anybody out there tell me if you can do an ultrasound for too long on an animal? Because you can on humans for therapy.
What's that? Is that a big snake in there? Do you think that's one? Look, there's another one. That other one moved, didn't it? See the one on the left-hand side above?
Yeah, that's the first. I'm trying to be still, but they're still moving. Yeah.
Larry's trying to be as still as he can, but it looks like there's movement.
The one right in the middle is moving.
There's one right in the middle that appears to be moving. I see the movement too. Oh, yeah, that was movement. Or did you move?
Try not to.
It like squirmed out of view.
We can see that.
I'm being
You
still.
really did?
I'm being still right now.
That if you guys were able to see it, that means it's going to be on this thing. That's another great thing like about the YouTube is I always used to just be able to check my app for these cameras in here. I never used this Samsung Ultra for this. So I have never had a view of her like I've had since we started this. It's been incredible.
Yeah, unless it just, the probe had moved. But Jeremy Hicks just said that looks like a baby's spine from here.
Yes, I agree.
Jeremy
Fresh
Hicks,
one.
I love you. Thank you. I really did. I mean, it really looked like that thing squiggled, and then another one came into view, squiggled in and squiggled out when Larry was in the same position.
That first little U shape, and then that one, like I said, Jeremy said, you can see the little tiny vertebrae. It almost looks like the white stripe. You can almost see. But I know you can't.
Right.
But the spine makes it look like a little white stripe.
Right. So.
I think that's what you wanted to see.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if we saw anything moving around, you guys, and I think we did. So.
Take her to the bathroom and clean her up.
So what about this jelly stuff? Can you get me a
Mhm.
wet towel? There or yeah, just paper towels will work, I think.
I got a roll of Viva in here. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, this was wonderful.
And I am going to just keep rubbing her for a little while since I have her out. And then once I turn to night mode, I have to start a whole new feed because at that point I'm screen sharing my camera app to the phone.
It's
So
probably the last time you'll see me for a year now.
I need them wet, love. Or here I can, yeah, wet. Thank
Get the
you.
big chunks off first.
Okay, just give me one. He gives me 3, but I would
And
only.
you said y'all are doing great.
Thank you. Oh, Isis, you did great, you beautiful, sweet thing. You did that. You sat so nice for it. You're such a good girl.
And nobody noticed Larry's head. Everybody said that they noticed the snake.
Deception.
Oh, this is so cold. I can't put that on her.
Oh,
She doesn't want that cold on her. I worked so hard to get her warm today.
that's true.
If you guys didn't hear what I did today, we have a lot of trouble getting her to sit up in her heat perch up here because she always tries to sit down where it's cool. So we turned her heat down and kind of did this until she got up there, and she fell asleep up there and was asleep up there. And today at noon, when she was sound asleep, we raised her temperature up to 90. So she got tricked into sitting up there. So when we started this tonight, she was at 92 degrees. And my friend, who is a professional emerald caregiver, keeper, and breeder, his females are measured at basking oftentimes in the mid 90s. So that was a perfectly safe temperature. We just were hoping to, trick her into getting warm to get a little more movement. So I'm very encouraged with her pre-birthing plug coming out last night, and then encouraged by what we saw here tonight. I feel really good that we have live babies inside of her, and they are going to come out very soon. Now, if they were to all come out into my hands right now, then I wouldn't even believe I was still alive, because I would just think I was in heaven.
Yeah,
But
those babies just weren't ready yet.
no, just not yet. And you guys have seen that when her lights go off at night, she usually will move around after we do this. And of course, now we know the first few days, I, for the life of me, cannot believe that this is like the 10th day or something we've been doing this. I don't know. It's like a time warp. I don't even know where the time went. But those first days that we were watching her, she didn't move at all. And then all of a sudden she shed. So now we know why she was sitting so still. For those of you who don't know, she has not eaten a meal since January 13th. So that's completely typical for a pregnant snake for them to not eat during ovulation and then pregnancy, which that whole process can be like 6 to 8 months. And she's going, 9 months really, counting. No, that's not right. So she's going on 8 months right now. So I think like in 2 days, it'll be 8 months since she ate.
I'm gonna show the world something.
Okay.
And when I was heating the ultrasound gel up,
Yeah.
can you see the snake head?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
What? I don't know what we're looking at.
I won't focus.
What do you mean a snake head?
An image of a snake head in the ultrasound gel. when I was heating in the oven upstairs.
Oh, you mean just like oh my gosh. Yeah, so he's saying he saw, like you see things in the clouds. He saw a snakehead in the ultrasound gel.
It's too bright.
And last night I sent Tara this morning, I sent her a picture. I got up and I glanced at my phone. I was like, oh my God, there are 3 baby snakes in there. And it turned out to be like some of the paint on the vines looked like a head moving around. Another one was a little dots of light, looked like a body with the head turned around. It's just, you get constant optical illusions. If you stare at that screen long enough, you'll see everything moving around.
Yeah, but I saw what you showed me, and it didn't look like babies.
Right. I mean, I flew out of bed because, I just keep it right next to my bed so I can roll over and look at it any moment. And I flew out of my bed and went on the computer and opened it on the big screen and got the magnifying glass and the glasses. And I was looking at it, screen record it to see if I could see the movement. Yeah, I slept all day today. I have not hardly been sleeping at all. So Isis was sound asleep, so I felt like I could sleep. Not that she needs me to stay awake, but you guys know. Well, she's 100% wanting me to do this again. But we're not going to do 3 hours tonight. I don't think. So, that was pretty exciting, and I really hope that little squiggle shows up on the video. So if Tara's saying she could see it, then I should be able to zoom in and get it. That's incredible.
I hope that's what I saw.
Yeah.
But it looked like there were babies moving, but I don't know if it was just the way the ultrasound was going.
Yeah.
I'll help you look at it to see what I see.
Okay. Yeah, and there is like right there at the end when he was holding super still, she was holding still, she wasn't moving, nobody was moving, and we saw those 2 that really looked like they were moving.
They like her tail on your wrist.
This stuff isn't slick when it's dry. It starts getting
Jill.
sticky. So maybe tonight, you guys, especially with that plug coming out yesterday, that was the most encouraging thing that happened. That was incredible. And that was so cool for Morgan to get me those screenshots. And then Lady Z on our feed here, Lady Z sent me a picture she took off her screen last night when Isis was kissing me right in my face.
Aww.
It was so sweet. You guys can please feel free to post anything you take like that on Facebook and tag us in it. That's incredible.
And on that live where she lost her plug and all that stuff.
Yes.
Bentley went and timestamped everything.
Oh my gosh, where did she write it?
Posted it? And that was really cool. Did you know she did that?
No, I know she said it in the comments, but I never saw it.
Yeah, because you can't see the comments once the live is done, but she just went afterwards and posted all the timestamps.
Oh.
And a little description of what happened at each timestamp.
Oh, shoot. No, I know she wrote that in the comment, but I didn't ever see it. I'll definitely look for that when I get done here.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
incredible. Thank you so much, Amy. Yeah, I think that's the video that I left. Because once you save them, they go to private. And first I was putting them all public, but then I realized because of the way I created the thumbnails, it gets confusing and it all says live. So I just made them all private, but I left that one public because it was really good. I mean, it just had so much stuff. That one had I think a morning massage, a 90-minute morning massage, and then the plug coming out. But that wasn't the shed. That wasn't the same day as the shed. That was the next day, I guess. Yeah, I have to go back and like each day I sit at my computer with her up on I have two screens, her up on one screen, and then all the stuff I'm trying to get clips of the videos with the good stuff off YouTube, screen record, put it into my editing app, and then I start doing that stuff. And then, of course, all I end up doing is, you guys will never guess what I end up doing. Staring at ISIS the whole time. Like, beside a movement, every time I think, okay, I am going to minimize this screen, I'm going to do some work, and then I pull the screen up to look and she's moving. So there's another 2 hours. So, and then someone said last night, after we finished, I read all the comments, and someone said she has you right where she wants you, and that is the truth.
Yep, I just looked it up, and it's the one where it says Isis gets a 90-minute massage and then releases 2 excrements in this video. And then Amy Bentley wrote timestamps, and then one where the lights turn on. Then the next, Bella, the escape artist, has a cameo. And then Isis is not interested in Hansel. Remove him from the premises. And then massage starts. And then Amy definitely feels something in there.
Oh my gosh.
And then look at that belly. And then massage ends. And then tail movement. And then pre-birth plug comes out. And then tail movement. And then excrete small urate. Every single one of those is timestamped.
That is incredible. And she put that on the comments on the video?
Yeah, Amy's rad. That's awesome.
Oh my gosh, Amy, thank you. I didn't even know she did that. I know she asked in the comments if I could think of anything else, but I would have never thought of all that. Isis, why didn't you shed on the same day? If she would have shed on that day, we would have had everything in one day.
I know. Amy, are you still on here? Ms. Bentley?
Oh, me?
No, the other one.
Oh, Amy Bentley. I thought you said Miss Benzi.
Oh my gosh, that's so hard. I said Bentley, but yeah, it's very similar.
Yeah, we took a jungle trip together, and we kept trying to think of different things to call us, but it just turned out we were just the Amy's. We couldn't do Amy B. We tried to go with nicknames, but nothing stuck. It was just the Amy's.
You can't do Ben.
Nope.
You can't. I mean, Amy BT. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you exactly how it worked out. Is that it was Bob and Dave and Amy and me, and it was real easy because Bob and Amy know each other really well. So I could tell who Bob was talking to when he said Amy just by his tone. So.
That's funny.
Yeah. He'd be like if it was me, he'd be like, Amy. And if it was Amy, he'd be like, Amy. Or, I can't think of it exactly, but that's just one little example. That's funny. So yeah, as soon as we finish doing this, then I'll turn her lights off and get her nighttime on. And I run through so many scenarios in my head, if those babies start coming out, of course, I want to turn her super dim light on 1% like it was all day today, which does not even look bright at all. Right now it's like on 7% or whatever, but it's just 1%. And I keep thinking, would I, turn that light on and set up this ultra and just come and video it? Or do I just leave it on night mode and get it all on night mode? I just don't think that turning the light on 1% or bringing that camera and setting it in here already so I'm not messing with it, you know?
Yeah.
It's a really hard decision for me.
Well, how bright does it look when it's not on the camera?
It's the black and white like we see at night. At nighttime, I have infrared cameras all over this room. That's why you see those bright dots on the background. It's the other infrared cameras in here. And those cameras are on a Lorex app. So I pull it up on my phone and then screen share my phone. And they're black and white. So if I were going to do that thing, like I just said, then at that moment, I would have to start a new feed, which only takes 1 second. All I have to do is press the plus sign and it asks me if I want to end the old one. It's just like ending a call and answering a call. It just ends it and starts the other one instantly. So I can do that and turn a light on. It's an option. I just kind of figure.
100%. I mean, it makes it look like it's lit up in there. But if it looks dark to her, I mean, they have moonlight.
Yeah, totally. So, and then besides that, once it starts, I don't know. It's a really, really hard decision. I want to have it in the light on the camera, but I don't want to disturb her. But I just don't feel like she would be as some folks might think she would be.
Right.
Just because of our very regular, presence in this room. Even though these past, since March, April, May, June, July, August, since August something, August 13th, we have had all of these darkening curtains around her whole area so we can move freely in this room without disrupting her at all. Oh, I 100% felt something right here. And I've rubbed over that spot multiple times and felt nothing. Oh yeah, I feel something.
Oh, nice.
All I keep saying is I can't say I don't feel anything. But this is the first time I feel very confident. I felt it once. See, now it's gone. It wasn't there, and then it was there a couple passes, and then I felt it, and now I don't feel it. Oh my God! I love your babies, Isis. I love them. I was thinking about any babies that we get. They're only going to have temporary names, I guess. I don't know what to do about the names. Because we know for sure we're going to keep them for at least the first year. We're going to hand raise them. They're going to be adopted out as pets if they get adopted out. But I can't keep them all. I want to be able to continue giving them love. And they would only go to homes that would give them at least what they get in this home or better.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's really hard. It's my first litter, and like I said, I'm not a snake keeper. I'm a mama. These are my babies. So, another reason I don't want to part with the babies, because there are homes out there. There are people who would do so wonderful with them as babies, that I would totally trust. But the other thing is that I have 7 emeralds in this room, and I have 2 that I adopted as females that turned out to be males, which I know because I saw their hemipenes. Because the way I have them potty trained, I put them in the warm rain shower, and when they drop their tails, I put a bowl under them to catch the poop and, throw it outside and rinse it with the hose. And so because of the way I poop them, right before they do, the hemipenes, for those of you who don't know, they have 2 little penises, and the hemipene comes out and wiggles around the whole time until they're done pooping, and then it wiggles some more, and then it goes back in. So when I saw that on one, I was like, oh, Cash is a male. Look at him showing off his stuff. And he was only like a year and a few months old the first time he did that. And does it all the time. And he's the father of these babies, Cassius Clay. And then I saw it happen on one of my females, and I was like, oh my God, because I thought I had 4 males and 3 females. So then it happened on the one, and I was a little devastated. It was actually our very first one we got. It was supposed to be Asmoa, a little girl, but it's Azzy, a boy. So that happened with Azzy, and then like a year later, I saw it on Bella. I was like, oh my gosh, my other female is a male too. So now I have 4 confirmed males. I have 2 5-year-olds whose hemipene I've never seen either of them. So I do have some reasons to believe that those 2 males could possibly be females. And I could tell you guys, it's funny, you know what I was about to say? I'm always really cautious about not talking too much when I'm with people because I like to listen to other people and not be the one that's constantly talking. So I was about to say, well, I don't want to be the one that keeps talking. So and I know you guys can't even talk except Tara. But when I got Azzy, this other fella bought Azzy's brother. It was a brother and a sister. And he got the brother and I got the sister. Well, it turned out that I had a boy and that guy was getting rid of his. Oh, felt something again. Oh, yeah. Come on, babies. I felt that. That was a distinct. It's probably that same one.
Love it.
See, one of my fears is that if anything were blocking down here, these animals in captivity commonly have slugs and stillborns mixed with live. I'm not always, doesn't always happen. So the only scariest thing is if there were ever something blocking the rest from coming out. So because of that, that's what has encouraged me to be doing this. Trying to get things moving along, which clearly worked because we got the plug. And the shed. That shed looked like it was way past due. It came off, it didn't come off normally. It was like hanging skin on her. So I just feel like she's just been really, just not moving around enough. So anyway, that brother and sister, Azzy and Jormungandr, I named him Jormungandr. His name was Jade. The fellow was getting rid of him. So Larry and I drove from Arkansas all the way up to New Jersey to get Jormungandr. And that guy who had them was just kind of experimenting with some arboreal snakes. He had that emerald, and then he had a few of the green tree pythons. So he was just experimenting with the arboreals, and he decided he didn't want to do it anymore. So he messaged me and said that he was letting his emerald go, and Larry's like, well, that's Azzy's. Well, at that time it was Asmoa. That's Asmoa's brother. We have to go get him. So we went and got him. So that's why I think it's possible. Jormungandr is one of the ones I've never seen his hemipenes. So he could possibly be a female. Because if they're probed, it's not likely you would mistake a male for a female, but it is likely you could mistake a female for a male. But in this case, there could have been a mix-up in which was the brother and which was the sister. So I'm hoping that's the case. And my friend Tim Payne, who's surely not watching, because he's way too cool to watch my stuff. But I'm just kidding. Tim Payne he used to raise emeralds and a lot of other snakes, including venomous snakes. And he was like the first person in the country to breed a certain lizard back in the day. So he's a real reptile guy. And he is going to come over here and probe Jormungandr and Ningishzida. And then when we got Ningishzida, we got him in a group of 3. It was Ninji, Bella, and Cassius Clay. So Ningishzida, Bella, and Cassius Clay. And they had come from, third parties, and then we got them through one person. other people were, letting them go, and one person had them. So they came from different original homes. And when we got them, we were told that they were 2 males and a female. Well, it turns out, oh, felt something again right there. Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. And then it was gone. So
did you feel them like this the other day?
no, not like that. I thought I did. That's why I kept saying I can't say I didn't feel them, but this is very distinct. Very.
Yeah, because I don't remember you saying this
No.
yesterday or the before.
No, I felt a little something last night, but I didn't feel like confident that it was something. But this here tonight, I'm feeling things for sure. Right there, I feel one right there.
That's awesome. And it's moving around. You're feeling them and
Yes.
then you're not.
Right, exactly. And then like I feel it and I push on it and it goes away. So, oh my God. Oh God, I'm not gonna cry. Oh, my mascara will run. I'm just kidding.
That's so exciting.
Oh my God. Mm-hmm. She liked the feeling of that ultrasound. So when I got those 3 basins, I was getting 2 males and a female. Well, the female ended up showing me hemipenes. So that's why, and I've never seen Nangishta's hemipenes. And he's 5. And one time I did see him completely open the cloaca. I don't even know if it's a cloaca on males and females. Is it the same on all snakes? It's called that? Or is that a female thing?
I think it's the same.
So the Ninji's cloaca opened when he was pooping. And of course, when Ninji and Jormungandr poop, I am like glued to their cloaca looking to see because I've never seen them. And with Ninji, it opened up and it looked just like Isis, just like dark in there, like nothing coming out like the rest of them. So I'm thinking it's also possible that Ninji's a female. So we're excited to find out about Ninji and Jormungandr in the near future.
Cloaca on both.
Cloaca on both.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Jeremy said. Thank you, Jeremy. Who is this Jeremy guy? He thinks he knows everything. I'm just kidding.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you, Jeremy.
I Googled it and I quickly saw it was, but that was awesome.
Oh, there. Oh, you guys, I want you. Can you guys feel it? Yeah, 0 doubts whatsoever that there are things in there. And no, last night, like I thought at one moment I felt a little something. And then like the day I rubbed the birthing plug out, I felt something that day because I felt it and then I kept like trying to get it down, but it was like more here.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it might be a baby, but then of course when the plug came out, I knew that's what it was.
You know Jeremy from Daytona.
Oh, Jeremy from Daytona.
Jeremy Hicks.
Jeremy Hicks. Yes. I've really been enjoying going to the shows. And you guys, it turns out I met Tara and Jeremy at these different expos. So I've really been enjoying that. And the Tinley Expo in Chicago in October, Larry's actually coming with me. So that's going to be incredible. And then I met Tara in, did you say LA?
Yeah, in the Pomona show.
And then, so I met Jeremy and Tara in LA.
Jeremy in Daytona.
Or Daytona. Oh, what was Daytona? Oh, that was just the last one. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And then I've been to the Dallas one, and there was this really sweet young couple who just got married, and he liked snakes and she wasn't real into them, but they love my jungle room. They followed it on Facebook for a long time. And I was like, well, if you guys ever drive through Hot Springs, Arkansas, and this offer is open to all of you guys. If you are ever in Hot Springs, Arkansas, you come over here and I will put you in a hammock and let these snakes slither all around the vines above you. And they did. They happened to be driving a couple months later and driving right through Arkansas. So they made a little detour and came, and they didn't stay the night or anything. They just came for a few hours, and I smothered them on all the emeralds, and we did pictures and videos. It was really cool. So I've met a lot of you guys, my new friends at those shows.
Mhm. That's the great thing about the shows. I've met so many people. That's why I go out of my way to get a hotel and go to Pomona, because that's like one of the big shows where I meet so many people, and where some of the the people that I follow, they're going to be in Pomona, and it's not too far from Arizona. And, I went, and then you were there, another person I followed. I was so excited.
Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna lie, okay? My favorite part about going to those shows is when I'm walking around and someone's like, Amy Benzi, I love what you do with your emeralds. That's
That was
what,
me. That was me.
yes. So thank you. I just love that.
Because what you do is important.
Thank you. And it especially feels good, it's only been 4 years. It was 4 years in July since we got our very first emerald. And so in 4 years ago, we got our very first emerald. Now I have 7 of them. I have this jungle room, which started upstairs in Larry's office with a bunch of ropes on the ceiling, just anything they could climb on. And I didn't even know they liked to climb, but there happened to be a coat rack, and I was doing stuff to Azzy was a little red neonate, and I was doing stuff to his enclosure, and he came out and slithered up onto that coat rack. I was like, oh wow, this is cool. So then I just started adding more and more stuff, and next thing I told Larry, I'm like, I need a bunch of eye hooks in the ceiling so I could run rope. And then it turned into this, what we have, and I've been now to the rainforest to find these guys in the wild 10 times, with another trip coming up in November. So I haven't been at it long, but I've really invested a lot of time and resources into learning about these animals and their behavior. So the reason I started telling that story was because when I first started, do you need to say something?
Put your glasses on.
I took a picture of me holding Isis.
Read the bottom one.
Hi, Christy. Oh, thank you, Christy. Thank you so much. Christy Del Roche is I love all my students. If you guys don't know, I'm a mathematics instructor. And I love all my students so much, but Christy was just extra, always very helpful. And it was a math for teachers class. So you had to take multiple semesters of it. And so we got to be really close, and I always have people working in groups. And actually, Saran and Tara and I were just talking about, being a non-traditional student in college, and how I said the non-traditional students are my absolute favorites because they're really there to learn and participate. And Christy was the epitome of that. So that is so cool that now has her own 5th and 6th grade class, and she's telling them about our emeralds here. So that's incredible. So I'm not saying it every time because it's happening a lot, but I'm feeling a lot of little things here. I really think tonight's going to be the night. I mean, look at that. And it's harder than it was. Like, you guys remember me saying this part feels like a snake, but this part's like a big mushy thing? Yeah. It's not mushy tonight. It's much harder. And she's relaxed. Her head's down there. She's flicking her tongue. She's very relaxed here. So that's hard because babies are coming tonight. I don't care who you are, babies are coming tonight. Isis.
I said that this morning. I was like, they're gonna come tonight. I said that this morning.
Well, one of my Facebook friends posted this morning. He said, I said weeks ago that she was gonna have her babies on September 11th. So if they come tonight and that person made that guess. That'll be pretty cool.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And then, because you know, it's 130 to 180 days, and we're at day 190. Larry's birthday was September 4th. And like 6 weeks or more ago, Nan, Larry's mom, said, well, maybe they'll wait till September 4th for Larry's birthday. And I was like, no, we can't.
Apparently you can.
Apparently, I don't get a choice. So ISIS is just here to prove that the animals are in control. And of course, Tara, I know you have all stuff to do, and the part that we really needed you for is done. But I do love having you here, so just don't feel bad if you have to go, okay? Because I'm just gonna keep doing this. She just really seems to enjoy it.
She does. She loves it.
Seriously.
And the part you're saying is harder is like closer to her cloaca.
Yes.
So, yeah.
It feels very different than it has been feeling. Not to mention all the little hard bumps. I feel it, I like bump over it, and then I come back, and sometimes I can feel it again, and sometimes I can't. I have not been able to say that, yes, I feel babies moving in there until tonight. So.
Yeah.
Lover, I don't know why you had to do that ultrasound. We didn't even need it.
You have your own ultrasound in your fingertip.
My sweet husband, oh my gosh.
Mm.
You're the sweetest, sweetie.
Mm. Thank you, lover.
I wish the ultrasound would have shown like how many babies though.
I know, it would have taken a really long time. But yeah, like that's what they said, the linear probe would have given us a lot better image. But,
Yeah, I was looking on Amazon back when you posted that before, and yeah, they're really expensive.
yeah. So maybe we can sell it. I'm sure there's somebody. I mean, I called all the vets asking if anybody had a portable ultrasound that I could, rent or somebody could bring it out. We would have done anything. Nobody had it. There was one vet that had an ultrasound. They weren't sure if it was a linear probe, but it's been broken for a long time and they didn't have any plans to get it fixed.
Oh, maybe they'll buy yours.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And if not them, just somebody who has a lot of animals, or maybe even, a pregnant mama who wants to keep looking at her belly. I know I would have. If I would have had one of those things, I'd have been laying there looking at that like I watch her.
Donate it to the vet for credit.
Oh, Larry said donate it to the vet for credit.
Yeah, you could do that. I'd probably try and sell it.
Yeah. Yeah, Larry's always like that.
Oh.
But even if we donated it for credit, I mean, I know there are so many things that could happen that I can't imagine. But it's just hard for me to imagine taking one of these animals to the vet. But I know, of course, there are many reasons that could happen. But I think it's pretty rare. Maybe Bella might have to go to the vet one day. That animal. It's just crazy how he is. He's so smart. And the crazy thing is, Bella's 4 years old. We've had him since he was red. And we did not touch him for 2 years. Was Bella red when we got him? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't touch Bella for 2 years because he was so snappy. Like, you couldn't even get near him, and he was extremely snappy. If you really touched him, he would turn his head to you so fast or slither away so fast. So we just kept leaving him alone, and my girlfriend Allison is very comfortable with snakes. So she's the one who started it, and she would just like put her hand in there and not jerk it away. Like, daring Bella to bite her. Well, Bella was all bark and no bite. So Allison found that out. So once she found that out, we started handling Bella more. And the likely reason that Bella's like that was because, like I said, we bought the 3 adopted. Sorry, I like to say adopted. We adopted the 3 emeralds that came from different locations to one keeper, and we adopted all 3 of them from that keeper. So the reason that keeper got Bella is because he's an expert and Bella wouldn't eat. So he had to force feed Bella, which is not as terrible as it sounds, because the way he does it is with a huge syringe with prescription cat food. And the syringe has a really nice smooth ball on the end. So it goes right down the snake's mouth, like real smooth. And then you just inject the cat food in there. So even though it's a gentle process, when you have a scared to death little snake being held and doing that, so we gave him plenty of time to adjust. He's an excellent eater, by the way. He's never ever had a problem eating. So we gave him a lot of extra time, but now, I don't know if you guys saw my video that's caused so much uproar on, almost deleted it off Instagram, but I left it up there and it's got way more hearts than it has haters, but it's got a lot of haters. But in one of my ambassador sessions, if you guys have seen any of my ambassador sessions on the YouTube videos I put together, there's a grandfather who's holding 6 of my emeralds all at once. And it had already been a full 90-minute session with tons of snake interaction. It was just getting toward the end. Well, his little granddaughter finally decided she was curious about one of the snakes. And Bella kept coming out Bella was super interested in the little girl, 4 years old. And Bella is extremely curious. Like you could see on my hammock sleeping video, when I opened Bella's door, he didn't even skip a beat. He was out. And so that's just how he is. He's super curious, super handleable. I can just carry him all around the house. Larry sits with them outside in the evenings. He is just a true lap dog. And so Bella was, really stretched out. His whole body stretched out to the little girl's face. And the little girl was just giggling, holding real still, and reached up and touched Bella's face, and Bella just came closer. And of course, the people were like, that snake, if that snake bit that child, oh, my, like all the stuff. I talked about snake bites last night. These emerald bites are not that bad. It's quite ridiculous. If you get bit by an emerald, even the hardest food response bite, and you wipe the blood off, and when it stops bleeding, you might have a little bit of a bruise, or you might not. And the bruise is the only thing that'll last a bit. But the teeth are clean and sharp. So anyway,
a regular snake bite?
Say that again.
So kind of like a regular snake bite.
Yeah, just deeper. Because they do have very long teeth. But Larry said that his needles that he gives, the numbing shots with at work, he said those needles are thicker than these emerald teeth. So if these little skinny, little tiny teeth are going inside of people and causing that bad of damage, I just don't believe it. Show me proof is all I have to say.
Well, the thing is too, I think that to help understand where these people are coming from is even myself, all that's being shown about the emeralds, not all, but what shows in public and gets passed around to people that maybe don't even keep snakes are the pictures of them with their teeth and talking about how aggressive they are and all that stuff. And until 3 months ago, I thought the same thing, Amy. Until your videos, when I first saw that, I was like, ooh, I don't think, wow, that's close to her face, and they're coming from, oh my gosh, this little girl. So just so you kind of see the other side of it.
Oh, I see it. I posted that video. I knew it was going to get backlash when I posted it. But I just wanted to encourage people to go watch the whole video. I knew the response,
Yeah.
it was clickbait. Already knew because those people could not, and not that I do that normally, but it was really the reason I wanted to post it was because it's so freaking adorable. Oh my God. Two
Yes.
little 4-year-olds just getting to know each other. Bella had never seen a child like that interacted with a child, and the little girl was deathly afraid of the snakes for 90 minutes straight. But Bella's curiosity in the little girl made her want to do it. And I couldn't post a short on YouTube unless I made it vertical. So because I had to make it vertical, I had to cut out the grandfather sitting next to her holding all of the animals to get Bella and the little girl. So I didn't create the video for clickbait, but once I made the video, and I even told Larry, I'm like, I don't want people to hate what I'm doing, but I love this video and I'm going to post it. So, I say clickbait. I just learned that word actually in the last few months. But that's what it turned out to be because it has gotten like 600 likes or something on Instagram. But, of course, the comments are filled with ugly stuff. And all I tell the people is I invite you to come over here and experience this because there's absolutely no way you can understand.
Right. Right. And it helps if they do watch the whole video.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, I did immediately. I'm like, okay, I got to see this whole video.
Yeah. And once you see the whole video, it's like, oh.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, until you showed me, I thought, now I'm researching them, learning all kinds of stuff about them because of your channel and stuff, because I did think they're aggressive. And it's the same thing with Bob Bledsoe. When I started watching his channel, I never wanted a ball python. I thought they were boring pet rocks. That's what everybody said. So why would I want that? And they're not at all. And so I got my first ball python from Bob Bledsoe, and she is the least pet rock that I have. Like she is so she explores constantly. She's very outgoing. I just think early socialization is key.
Yes, me too. That's why I tried to look up, I looked up hand-raised birds because I tried to find hand-raised snakes and I didn't find one single thing online. So I just started looking up hand-raised birds. What's the difference between a hand-raised bird and then I learned the other one is called a parent-raised bird. So I just want my emeralds to be hand-raised. They will just be like all the other animals in this room. Sweet.
Well, Letter Lady Z just said, I had always heard that they weren't handleable and had bad bites as well. I love seeing the way they really act, even the ones you've encountered in the wild and haven't interacted with humans.
Yes, they are unbelievably intelligent. And like I said last night, not all of the wild snakes we encounter are intelligent like this. The emerald and the rainbow boa are both intelligent and curious and gentle. Oh, and that was another thing I wanted to say. Like earlier, Tara said, I'm going to start saving up my money to get a northern emerald tree boa. And people always are like, I'm going to save up my money and get a basin. Well, basins are super hard to find. They cost thousands of dollars. And a northern, you can buy a captive bred northern for like $1,200 to $1,500. And sometimes you can find them for even under $1,000, but be careful because they could be wild caught. Which you can also get. Allison has a beautiful, fat, juicy, healthy, wild caught northern that's doing great for her. So that's not always the case. But don't anybody shy away from northerns. Oh my gosh, they're every bit as beautiful and sweet. You don't believe me? Oh, I never posted a YouTube video because I didn't have YouTube yet. But all over my other social medias, you can find videos of my trips to the Amazon where we take wild northerns, make them just like this, and cover children with them. And why would I do something? It sounds so dangerous, but I can see the body language in these animals. I can see their tongue, their muscle, the way their tail. If I ever had one wrap a tail like that, when a child was holding it, I would take the snake away. But they don't wrap their tails. They're just really curious. There are all kinds of pre-warning signs before an emerald is going to bite. So an emerald with his tail hanging down, if anybody's ever had an emerald bite while the animal did not have his tail wrapped, I would be very surprised.
Wow. I even Googled just Amazon, just the Amazon tree boa. I was curious because of what you said about them being
They're
so
very
bad.
bitey.
And I hear some of them are and some of them aren't, but if they are, they really are.
Right. Yes. I mean, I do have friends, my Facebook friends who have Amazons who are very handleable. But in general, I've found working with them in the wild that they don't have the same intelligence as an emerald. But like if we find 2 emeralds in one night, we are stoked. Stoked. Sometimes we'll be out there for 3 nights and not find one. Sometimes in the whole week we might find 2. There's only one trip where we only found 1 in Suriname. In Peru, we just found 1 Batisi in a whole month time period. And then, of course, I've been on Peru trips, Brazil, Colombia, where we found nothing. But in Suriname, that's my regular place where I go with Mark, where we give tours. One time we found 1, but we normally find handfuls, at least a handful. 5 one time, 6 another time, pretty big amounts like that. Wow. And there are 100% of them nice. Not to mention all the emeralds, those are just ones we found. I'm not counting all the ones that we buy from the hunters out there or the middlemen in the village. Those are separate. Between all of the wild emeralds that we've bought or found, I have held in my hands 25 wild emeralds. And I can tell you that 100% of those animals were intelligent and curious, and I've been bit 1 time. That's because it was when I was first starting by a wild. So don't shy away from the northerns. You can see, I think I have a video tapped to the very top of my Instagram that shows me managing 5 wild emeralds, and I took a 30-minute video and sped it up so you can watch me through the whole entire process. And then I do real time for a couple little clips in it. But you can see me take them out of the amazing little net bags that I make them filled with branches when we're relocating them, and you can see me take all those bags, open them all by myself, get all the animals out by myself, and hold them all at one time by myself with no help.
Wow. And
that's because the northerns are sweet and smart, just like these basins. So I just, I know people say it and that's their experience, but I have a really good data set. So I just need 75 more to have a real good data set.
Yeah, I think it just depends how you keep too. I hear, and I know reticulated pythons are really food motivated.
Wait, before you go on, Tara, can people hear you? Can you ask them? Because I can put that phone.
Can you guys hear me?
We'll keep.
Sarah, can you hear me? Letter Lady Z, can you hear me?
Well, they might have stepped away. Well, just keep going. Just type a message if they can't hear you.
They can.
Oh, they can. Okay, go on. Okay, reticulated pythons.
Oh yeah, that they're really food motivated, and they are. But I feel, and I only have 1, but it seems like she's so easy to read that when she's food mode, I'm sorry, I was seeing the letter ladies, these typing, and she can't type tonight, so it's like, She's like, I can't type though. She called me Tara G. Anyway, but mine, she's so, like, when I had her out the other day, like the day when she was on my monitor, she was in sleep mode, everything was great. Then the next day, she was really more intense with my movements. And so I saw that, but I just made sure I gave her warning taps before I picked her up and stuff, and all that. But like, when you know how to handle your snake, it's the same as reading a person.
Yes, their body language is so distinct.
Yeah. And I can even tell that with the ball pythons. I just get
Thank you, love. He moved you closer to the camera, so now you'll be more clear. But go on, yes?
Yeah, and so Ron said she's encouraged to increase the quality of her handling with her Mexican black king snake when he's done with the blue, because of all your handle stuff that you're doing.
Very nice. And I have a king snake upstairs. She bites, but doesn't hurt.
His little nose. Little nose. Oh, and letter Lady Z said, I first discovered you through Bob and Dave's videos, and then Shira Loa shared your channel info. I love finding creators who are educating people about reptiles.
Thank you. Thank you, Lady Z.
Yeah. Me too. I found you through Bob and Dave's videos. That's how I found you.
That is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That really is.
And I think I was done with my story. So, see, I sidetracked myself.
Yeah, I know. Me too. Well, as far as getting the animals used to being touched, I'll just tell you a quick little thing about my king snake. Her name is Serapi because she's an Aztec king snake and she looks like a Serapi Indian blanket. And Serapi one time got out a couple years ago. We were only fostering her, and Allison was going to take her as soon as she got her place set up and everything to have her. Well, Larry ended up falling in love with Serapi. Larry does that. And by the way, Tara, Larry has reminded me multiple times since last night that you are voting that I get a new, different Hansel. If you guys don't know, Hansel is the little dwarf hamster that's going to be Isis's treat meal when she's ready to eat. But now that we've had it for months and months, because she never ate it, Larry's fallen in love with it. So Larry fell in love with Serapi, and Allison gifted Serapi to Larry because he loved her so much. And then the animal got away. When we went to Tucson one time, I didn't have things properly closed up. And she got out in October, and we found her. I got up at 2:30 in the morning, went to use the bathroom, and there she was right there on the bathroom floor. So I got her up. I got her whole little house all set up perfect, just like it was before. So when Larry woke up in the morning, I had him come out with his eyes closed, and he opened his eyes, and he said he honestly thought he was still dreaming. He couldn't believe she was there. So 5 months. So what we do now is Allison and I just let Serapi come out and watch where she goes. And that little snake gets to come out all the time. Sometimes Larry's like, her door will be open and Larry's like, oh, did you let Serapi out? I'll be like, oh my God, that was early this morning and it's already like sundown. But we know all her spots now. And she will even come, if you can't find her upstairs, you have to come down here. She will go down the whole entire stairs, and then she gets in these plants. So I just water the plants until I see her moving. So she kind of has free roam of this house. And I don't mind because I feel like even if she left all winter, she'll be back because she knows where she gets her food.
Mm-hmm. That's to take some intelligence too.
Mm-hmm. And she can be held, but I just always tell everybody it's highly likely that snake's going to bite you. And if you guys saw the video where my friend Lee, who's 80, built all the cabinets in here, and he called me that his 90-year-old sister wanted to hold a snake, and she came over. And she held all the emeralds at one time. She was incredible. But the very first snake she held was Serape, and she got bit. And she got bit. She's like, look, look. And I know I just keep telling the same stories, but that was just so amazing that woman, especially, when you're 90 years old and you've never touched a snake before, I think the more years that go by without doing something, the more incredible it is that you can do it. So she had almost a whole century go by and she never touched one, and here she is getting frosted with emeralds.
And getting bit. And she was a trooper. It didn't even bother her. Like, getting bit didn't even bother her, like, at all. She was like, oh.
Yep.
Lady Z said, if you get a new Hansel, would it be a Gretel?
It's going to be a dinner. I'm just going to name it dinner. That way Larry doesn't get confused again.
Yeah, like, I think that you should not name the food.
I didn't expect to have it for 5 months. No, Hansel is Isis's, and it doesn't smell. It's a really clean little thing. It's really super cute, I'll admit. But still, I've just given it everything it could want, and it likes hay the most for its nesting. So its whole thing is filled with the hay that it eats and nests in. And it's the hay that kind of gives me a little bit of an allergy. I don't know. I'm not a rodent keeper. So it's been really fun, and they only live for 2 years anyway, and he was full grown when we got him. So for all we know, he may only have a month left. So
Yeah. Then you can feed him.
he won't even know what hit him. Huh, Isis? You're gonna gobble that little fuzzy hot thing up. Oh, and then was that last night or the day before? Whenever I brought Hansel out and I was talking about Hansel, my friend Ian sent me a meme, and it was from Zoolander. And I was saying how I got Hansel because I took the temperature of all of the little rodents at the pet store and found the one that was the hottest. And so I got that hot little Hansel. Well, Ian sent me a meme from Zoolander, and the one character saying to the other character, "You sure are hot, Hansel." I was like, where did you get that? I mean, of course I've seen Zoolander way back in the day when it came out, but I don't remember it.
Yeah.
But it was so perfect that it was hot and Hansel.
Yep, that's awesome. All right, I have to run now because there's some things I have to do before I start getting ready for bed. So I am glad that we saw these moving babies on the ultrasound, and I can't wait for you to look and just confirm what I saw. But you're feeling them move. So
I'm feeling them. 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys. Well, I'm going to just do this a little bit longer, and then I'm going to shut everything down and turn the night mode on. And as far as if something starts happening and I do decide to come down here and do the lights and do the things I said, that video would be up when you wake up, if I even catch it. And in that case, I would have to start a new video. And one last thing is, if you guys share these videos with anybody, I wish I would have thought of it at the beginning. Just share the Happy Basins YouTube page, because every time you go to that, the newest video is right there in the front, because we're sending the video links. So I'm literally getting dozens of messages of people being like, oh, you made the feed private, because like after the video is gone, you click on it, it says private video. So it's causing me to do a lot of messages and sending that link. So if you share it with anybody, just share the whole page, and that way the fresh video is always right there for them. Thank you, guys.
Like your channel, do you mean like share your channel page?
Yeah, what I've been doing is just going up to the top right where those 3 little dots are, or no, yeah, and then it says copy channel link or something.
Oh, okay.
So I went back on my Facebook and changed all those video links that people can't click on and just put the whole page link, because anytime you click on the page, whatever the newest live video is, it's on the top.
Gotcha.
Because
Well,
these,
and then that way they can see that you have a lot of other cool stuff too. Honestly.
yeah, I want to put
Yes.
more cool stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so I will be back on, in a little bit. I just gotta
Okay.
do.
Thank you, Tara.
But yeah, this was fun.
I know.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, have a good night, and it's gonna happen tonight.
It is. I can feel it. All look at all this. This is way more than it has been.
Yep, I still hope for a dozen, dude.
All right. They're cheaper by the dozen.
Yep. All right, bye.
All right, bye. You guys, I am just kind of letting her go now. And I think I'm going to go ahead and turn everything off and hope that stimulates her to move around. If she does end up, because I raised the temperature over there, it's possible that she's going to try to move over to this cooler area. She slept all night last night and she slept all day today. So if she coils up to go to sleep, I will highly likely come down here and make her move around. I am going to keep making her move tonight. So that's my plan. Look at that. So cute. Oh, so sweet.
You got 90 minutes.
90 minutes? Did you get another 90-minute massage, you sweet thing? All right, you guys. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here with us. That was very exciting. And I'll see if I can get that image off the video so we can look at it more closely on and I'll post it all on Facebook or everything that we saw here tonight. Thank you guys. I super appreciate you so much. Thank you. Bye.